So, we're heading to southern Laos to explore a thousand-year-old mystery, one that's literally etched into the landscape. It all starts with this really famous temple. But here's the thing. The temple itself, it's just one clue in a much, much larger cosmic puzzle. All right, let's dive in. Okay, so here it is. This is Phou. I mean, for centuries, people have stood right here, just completely captivated by these Khmer ruins. It's a huge landmark of an ancient empire, for sure. But the real secret isn't just in the stones. The entire temple seems to be looking out toward the horizon, almost hinting that it's just one piece of something far grander. And that is the central mystery we're unpacking today. Because archaeologists have discovered that Phou isn't just a temple. No, it's the anchor point of a colossal design, a kind of sacred blueprint that's been hiding in plain sight for over 1,000 years. So to really understand this secret, we have to zoom out. We have to pull way back from the temple itself and look at the entire region. This whole area is what's known as the Champasak Cultural Landscape. And the most important word there is planned. This wasn't a city that just sort of grew organically over time. Nope, this was an intentional, massive-scale project right from the very beginning. And when I say massive, I am not kidding. The entire planned area covers 390 square kilometers. To put that in perspective, that's larger than many modern cities. We're not just talking about a temple complex anymore. We're talking about the vision of an entire civilization. So how do you even begin to design something on that scale over 1,000 years ago? Well, you start with the most powerful features you have, the land itself. So what these ancient planners did was they anchored their entire world between two immense natural features. To the west, you have the sacred Phou mountain. And get this, its peak was considered a natural linga, a powerful symbol of the Hindu god Shiva. And then to the east, the life-giving Mekong River. For them, this wasn't just geography. No way. These were the divine pillars of their universe. And this is a brilliant illustration of what a cultural landscape really is. It's not just about building on the land. It's about building with the land, creating a space where nature and human belief are woven together into a single, unified masterpiece. So what was the grand idea? What were they trying to build? The answer is nothing short of breathtaking. Okay, let's look at the map. You can see the mountain Phou on the left and the Mekong River over on the right. The Wat Phou Temple is right there, along with the layout of an entire ancient city. But look at the alignment. See how they all just line up? That is completely intentional. This quote from the UNESCO nomination file reveals the incredible ambition they had. They were engineering a heaven on earth. I mean, they were physically shaping the landscape to mirror their spiritual cosmos, literally recreating the mythical home of the gods right here. So how did they do it? The answer is with a single brilliant idea. They engineered a perfectly straight 10-kilometer-long axis from the mountain peak all the way to the riverbank. This invisible line became the spine of their entire civilization, and everything, temples, cities, reservoirs, was deliberately organized along it. So that was the blueprint. Now let's look at the evidence for how they actually built this world over hundreds and hundreds of years. The execution was incredibly methodical. First, they mastered water, building these enormous reservoirs called barae. Then they established sprawling urban centers. After that, they built a network of sacred temples, all of them perfectly aligned to that axis. And finally, they built roads connecting it all to the heart of the Khmer Empire at Angkor. And this wasn't just one city. It was a succession of them. The first one, Shrestharapura, dates all the way back to the 5th century, which makes it one of the earliest planned cities in all of Southeast Asia. Centuries later, a new city, Lingapura, was built even closer to the main temple complex, which just shows how the vision evolved over time. This here is one of those massive baraes at the foot of Wat Phou. Just look at the scale of it. This isn't just a pond, it's an incredible feat of hydraulic engineering that controlled the water for an entire region, reflecting the sky and creating a symbolic ocean at the base of the sacred mountain. And how do we know how old these settlements are? Well, because of pieces of evidence like this. This is the Divanica Stele. It was found in that older city, Shrestharapura, and its Sanskrit inscription has been dated all the way back to the 5th century. This gives us a crucial anchor point in history. So this grand design wasn't built overnight. It began with early settlements around the 5th century. was fully realized under the Great Khmer Empire and continued to develop for nearly 1,000 years before it all concluded. All of this, the engineering, the art, the 1,000-year vision, is exactly why this site is now recognized as a World Heritage Treasure. You know, the official UNESCO criteria can be a little dry, so let's break down what they really mean. It's basically a time capsule of the Khmer Empire at its peak. It's an absolute masterclass in blending nature and human design. And maybe most importantly, it's a spiritual vision made real, an entire landscape shaped by belief. And when you put all those pieces together, this is the ultimate takeaway. The Wat Phou Temple is magnificent, but it's not the main event. The true wonder is the sheer audacity of the complete vision, the entire 390 square kilometer landscape, conceived and executed as a single sacred work of art. When you look at Phou Khao Mountain today, you're seeing what those ancient planners saw. Not just a mountain, but the start of a line, the anchor of a cosmic blueprint that would define their world for 1,000 years. It really makes you wonder, doesn't it? How many other grand designs like this are still out there, just hiding in plain sight? How many epic stories are etched into the landscapes we walk past every single day, just waiting to be seen?